just by
What's our number? 229 what? 229-441-3592. Hello, and welcome, everybody. Hello, Elena. Let me grab. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. I'll make sure you guys can hear me all right. I see a couple people hopping in from YouTube, from the old tube. That's great. So my name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics we service across the nation, all 50 states. I work with my medical practitioners. They prescribe GLP-1 meds, right? So we're prescribing the hormone therapies. We do BHRT, TRT, GLP-1, Semaglutide, Tirzepatide, retatrutide. We do have retatrutide, so I want you guys to understand that. We have a whole platform, and we focus specifically on ensuring that you guys are successful in your weight loss journeys and your GLP-1 journeys. LRHS is the ticker symbol going to, I don't know what that means, but okay. No clue what that means, but nonetheless, welcome. Let's see. Nobody out of our 20 employees can get monitoring this? We didn't tell them. How did we not tell them I was going live in the morning? Taryn, I'm on 0.27 of semaglutide. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button. Share this live out with anybody that you think would benefit. We do have a ton of free resources that we want to make available to you guys. And the live coaching itself is one of the things that I do to help people like you that are struggling on the GLP-1s. And so we want to make sure that you guys are able to benefit as much as possible. And so drop your questions in. We do service all 50 states. And this phone number right here on my chest is the best number to reach out to my team. Taryn, I'm on 0.27 of semaglutide. I'm on my second week. How fast for appetite suppressant effect? So you might feel appetite suppressant effect immediately. You might feel appetite suppressing effect 8 weeks later, right? It could be, it's all across the board, because what determines your appetite suppressing effect is passing the threshold of when the medication kicks in. Okay. So some people, and I noticed that individuals who are less insulin resistant are the ones that respond faster. People that are more insulin resistant, they're the ones that respond slower. They're the ones that need higher doses. And so you could actually mitigate this by reduce the need for med. You could do this by strategic implementation of targeted lifestyle interventions. And that's what I want to teach you guys. I want to make sure that you guys are fully aware of what's possible, how to achieve this scenario where you don't need as much medication. You know, to me, that is probably the most important thing that I can teach you is how to do this. Let's see. You talk about hormones and how those affect obesity. Yeah, you know, there's a lot to unravel when we talk about hormones and obesity. So I will get into that question. I'll give you a quick answer. Hormones play a massive role with obesity, and you need to pay attention to key players like insulin. Inflammation is not really a hormone, but inflammation is in the same category of things in the background. Thyroid, cortisol, these hormones play integral roles in the way the body reacts and how it functions. What dose of retatrutide should I start at when switching from 15 milligrams of tirzepatide? So Daniel, you are on the max dose of tirzepatide, my friend. You're on the freaking maximum dose. How did you end up on the maximum dose? That's so crazy to me, because if you're in my program, you would have never gotten past 5 or 7.5. That's the average dose. And we have thousands of patients. Good morning, Guy. We have thousands of patients in our program, and the average dose is 5 to 7.5 milligrams. Isn't that wild? Like, isn't that crazy? So, unfortunately, most of you are told by your clinicians, by your practitioners, let's increase the dose. Let's increase the dose. And so that's why, you know, this is what happens. When you increase the dose, you end up where you're at now, which is stuck on a larger dose. And it's not a good scenario, because the body does develop resistance to the medications. And it's this resistance that is the very reason why people have to increase their dose. But what you didn't know is that you could have focused on lifestyle interventions like fasting, keto, weight training, things like that. And what that does is it decreases the need for increasing your medication dose. That's the cool thing, right? But, you know, there are a lot of people who, they weren't told this. So they come to us, they're on a large dose, they're on a maximum dose, and they're stuck. And so we can definitely help you guys. Drop it in the comments. Let me know your name. Let me know where you're watching from. And what does your current journey look like right now? How is it going for you thus far? Let me know in the comments. And then I'll definitely answer any and all questions you guys have about the GLP-1s. What's up, Scott? Fast every day for 17 hours with 1 meal per day. I need to start a new fasting to incorporate meal food to build more muscle mass. So, yeah, honestly, just try adding a second meal 4 hours before your first meal, Scott, 4 to 5 hours before. And, that will increase your calories. That'll increase your protein, but it'll decrease the likelihood of gaining fat. So a lot of people who have struggled with obesity in the past, it's like your body is really sensitive to gaining fat when you go back into a calorie surplus. So you have to be really careful with your calorie surplus. Marija, 5 kilos down on Ozempic. That's fantastic. Congrats, Marija. In the first 4 weeks, third week made a huge difference. It sounds like you might not be eating enough food though. And that's my first concern. Guys, you have to eat enough food. You have to get enough nutrition in the body. Otherwise, you're going to go to starvation mode. And that's not a good thing. So you don't want to be in starvation mode. So yeah, we could talk about that. We could totally talk about starvation mode. We can talk about the implications of what happens when you don't get enough nutrition in your body, because I think it's important that you guys understand that. Taking semaglutide and not losing anything. Why? Because you're too insulin resistant, or you're too inflamed, or you have an underactive thyroid, or you have high levels of cortisol and stress, or you're eating in a calorie surplus, or you're not getting enough sleep. I mean, you see how many possible reasons why taking GLP-1 and you still won't lose weight. I know it's crazy because all of your friends and your grandmas are taking semaglutide, and grandma's just dropping all this weight off. Obese, Grandma Sally has dropped 30 pounds, and you're sitting there taking your semaglutide shots and you haven't dropped much weight at all. That's if you have a grandma named Sally who's obese, you understand my point. My point is that, individual variability exists greatly. And some people, it really is like your body doesn't work against you when you're trying to lose weight. There is a great deal of variation. YouTube user says, I've been on a blank. I'm not sure if you meant to drop more to that comment, YouTube user. Let me know. Guys, if you just hopped into the live, welcome, welcome. So my name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics. We service across the nation, all 50 states. I work with my medical practitioners. They prescribe the medications. We prescribe the powerful GLP-1s like semaglutide, tirzepatide, retatrutide. We do powerful, we do all sorts of powerful interventions like the hormone therapy, the fat loss peptides, the AOD, the Semorlin, the Tesamorlin. Heat Nation, love to hear that it's going good. You got Jamila from Germany, 8 months, Monjaro. Thanks mostly to you. Oh, that's so much. Thank you so much, Jamila. I really, really appreciate that. At the end of the day, guys, peptides, GLP-1s, all of these different tools, I'm going to call them tools. It doesn't matter which ones you do, hormone therapies, peptide therapies. If you don't have a solid foundation of proper lifestyle interventions, you will not be successful. Like, this is long term. You may lose weight on the short term, but you will not lose weight long term unless you get a solid plan of attack. That is just how it works. I started lifting 40 to 80 kilos. That's great. Resistance training is super important, guys. 3 to 5 days per week. You need to have a solid resistance training program. Suggestions to stop GLP-1 and start TRT? No, I wouldn't suggest that at all. If you need testosterone, optimizing your testosterone and utilizing a GLP-1 to improve your metabolic health, phenomenal combination. I would do both of those all day, every day. Resistance training makes GLP-1 weight loss slower. No, it does not. Resistance training might slow down the weight loss on the scale, but it's slowing down the loss of muscle. Muscle is so freaking important. I cannot stress this enough. Muscle mass is so important. You have to have a solid foundation. You have to build muscle mass on your frame in order to be successful. And so you got to protect the muscle mass you have on your body if you're overweight. Because if you're overweight, guess what? You already have a ton of muscle mass on your body. So let's maintain the muscle mass that you already have on your frame. That hard-earned muscle. Chewy, I started the stack with AOD today. Fantastic, brother. Keep me posted. Rachel says, new setup. Who dis? Rachel, you should go look at, go to YouTube right now, guys. Hop on my YouTube live because you can see a much better setup that I have over there on YouTube right now. You can see my entire background looks pretty cool for the YouTube videos moving forward. Sila, I have 55 pounds of muscle to lose, 36 pounds of fat. Oh, 55. Okay, so I have 55 pounds of muscle, 36 pounds of fat. How much fat should I aim for? You don't really think of it like that. I wouldn't think like that. That's going to drive you crazy. You have your weight. Just use weight as your initial metric, but then just because it's easy, but then focus on inches or focus on body fat percentage, these would be really, really powerful. What do you think of Zepbound? Sorry, Zepbound is amazing. Zepbound's active ingredient is tirzepatide. I think tirzepatide, semaglutide, retatrutide, guys, these tides are very powerful, and these GLP-1 medications are going to suppress your appetite, and they're going to make things easier. If I missed some questions, I'm working backwards. I hit Sela's question, Sela Manila. I would think of pounds lost per week, and I would think of inches. JJ started my 48-hour. That's awesome, my friend. JJ is getting into the flow. Into the flow. I'm telling you guys, the flow protocol, my structured approach towards longer fasting, this is how you reverse your insulin resistance. This is how you battle your obesity. This is how you reverse your diabetes. And we do this all day, day. S1LV, hi, my second week of Zepbound. I still haven't lost any weight. Is that normal? No, that is not normal, my friend. And, thank you for sharing that with us as far as the fact that you're not losing. I think what I want you guys to take, what I want you to understand is that there are roadblocks to GLP-1 weight loss. We got inflammation, we got thyroid, we got cortisol. All right, baby. You go work out. You go work out. You go work out. I'm hitting all the questions. Okay, so have a good workout. I love you, baby. She really drags on that process. I'm a fan of the tides. I'm a fan of anything that's going to help you battle obesity, diabetes, that gives you control, that gives you stability in your eating. Because at the end of the day, the crap that you're eating is the reason why you're not successful. Diet is massive. I think the flow fasting and a keto-based clean diet is the way that you guys are going to be successful long-term. Do you think a good quality, expensive multivitamin can make a difference? No, not really. Vitamin D, magnesium, essential fatty acid, high quality fish oil would make the difference. I would do those 3 supplements before a high quality multivitamin. And then I would get a multivitamin number 4. And then I would get digestive enzymes and a probiotic if I was on a GLP-1, the way you guys are. Meeting with Heather for the second time tomorrow and leaning towards the warrior plan. Melissa, woo woo. Let's give it up for Melissa. Let's get a can we get a woo woo? I guess we can't get a woo woo because I can't hear you. So okay, but that's my woo woo for Melissa, and I'm excited. We're gonna help you kick some ass, guys. Warrior program is my premier coaching tier. There we go. Somebody gave me a whoop whoop. The Warrior program is it's when you get to work with me in an intimate setting. I guarantee results. And I will keep coaching you beyond what you pay for. If you don't get the results, I stand by my guarantee of results. What were those supplements? My most important supplements would be the essential fatty acids, so fish oil, high quality fish oil, vitamin K2, D3, magnesium, like a magnesium glycinate in the morning, threonate in the evening, a probiotic, and a digestive enzyme product. MJ, I'm in a deficit. I'm on 5 milligrams of Mounjaro, and I'm only losing small amounts, and I'm stalling. Do I go up? MJ, welcome. So I and my medical team, we teach a very unique and different approach, something that you're not used to. The narrative out there in the community, in the GLP-1 space, let's increase the dose, let's increase the dose, let's increase the dose. That's what everybody wants you to do. But I'm here to tell you guys that's bullshit. You don't have to continue to keep increasing your dose. If you're working with us, increasing your dose is the last thing that you're going to do. We don't, and notice how I said you will never increase your dose. I didn't say that. I said increasing is the last thing you should do. There are a lot of other lifestyle interventions that you should try to do first. And that's where I'm coming from. And, you'll learn all these things. Jamila, how bad is over 200 grams of carbs one time a week while doing keto? Oh no, have your cheat meal, girl. I'm all for that. A cheat meal in a scheduled setting gives you stability. It gives you something to look forward to. It makes it so that you can stay consistent and responsible over your diet the rest of the week. For example, if you know you're going to have a cheat meal on Saturday night, you're going to have dinner and a dessert during the week. Your skinny friend Sally, she shows up to work, she drops a bunch of donuts and she says, "Here, everybody, here's your donuts." And everybody eats a donut because they're like, "Oh, free donuts." For some reason, this unplanned donut, I have to eat it, right? You guys notice how that happens when somebody brings food to the office? It's like everybody is compelled. Well, I have to eat it, even though a lot of people don't really want to eat it. Don't give in to your skinny friend's donut or croissants. I don't want to hear it. And that's my point, is that if you have a cheat meal on the weekend, you could say no to Sally's croissants and Bob's donuts. Bob is just trying to fit in and buy your guys' friendship. You guys should know that already. All right. Doctor, you're going to be a multimillionaire very soon, specializing in this area of medicine. That's not my primary goal. I have clinics. I've been doing this for 8-9 years. And my passion is, as you can tell, because I've struggled with obesity myself. I was 300 pounds as a 16-year-old with no muscle mass. And so my goal is to help people. I don't want people to go through what I went through, and there's a future for all of you watching this where you can build some GLP-1 medication independence. You're welcome. All right, coach, I need to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. What do I got to do? If you want to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, just don't eat. Don't eat for a big chunk of time, then have a couple high calorie days, then don't eat for a couple more days. I mean, I need more context to that question. Like, are you a wrestler trying to make a weight? Like, what's going on here? Good morning, Jarrett. Adding L-carnitine to the journey. L-carnitine is awesome, by the way. So L-carnitine, it's not that powerful though. So L-carnitine, I put it in the same category of the lipotropic shots. The lipotropic shots can aid, they could benefit, they could support your weight loss, but they're not the base of your weight loss. The base is your GLP-1 and the base is your AOD 9604. I never went to work. I just want to continue to watch. I appreciate the support. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, share this live. Share this live out with people. Dana, as a healthcare professional, you should never be telling people to just not eat. So Dana, you must be new to my live, and you have to get to know my sense of sarcasm. So notice how I said don't eat, and then I also asked, what are you, a wrestler trying to cut weight? Like, You know what I mean? So, but as a healthcare practitioner, you should understand the benefits of fasting and how freaking amazing it is to become insulin sensitive. What I've created, guys, is the Flow protocol. Margarita, hello on YouTube. We will talk about inflammation next. Low dose naltrexone, GLP-1s, KPV, BPC 157. These are powerful peptides that also can reduce inflammation as well. Thank you. Not again. I appreciate your support. That means a lot. Can you add CJC? Absolutely, you can add CJC. CJC is an amazing CJC IPA is an absolutely amazing growth hormone secreting peptide. It is freaking awesome. What is AOD 9604? AOD 9604 is a powerful fat mobilizing peptide that will increase the results of your calorie restriction. And what do I mean by increasing the results of your calorie restriction? I mean protecting your muscle mass and burning more fat. If you have menopause, if you have PCOS, if you have autoimmune disease, you need to pay attention to what I'm saying right now. AOD will allow you to go into longer rounds of fasting. AOD will allow you to cut the carbohydrates. If you've ever thought that fasting or low carb eating was bad for you, you are grossly mistaken. Cutting your carbs and fasting is the fastest way to fix insulin resistance, is the best way to become insulin sensitive. But some of you, your body's so inflamed and metabolically dysfunctional that you can't even get into fasting or keto. And so this is why AOD is so amazing, because what AOD does is it mobilizes the fat. It helps your body mobilize fat. And by mobilization of fat, it decreases the otherwise stressful scenario. Because if you think about it, your body will stress out if you restrict your calories, but you have insulin levels elevated. I want you guys to understand this. Caloric restriction plus insulin resistance creates elevated stress to the body. In fact, I have some deep research I want to do on that later. Caloric restriction plus elevated insulin. All right. Who should not take AOD? I mean, AOD used to be on the FDA's freaking safe list, just so you guys know. Like AOD is literally that safe. It used to be on the AOD safe list. So, I mean, everybody could take AOD. AOD is amazing. You should only take it if you need it. And you should only need it if you are overweight, if you're insulin resistant, if you're struggling, if you can afford it. How do you get AOD? Guys, you can shoot us a text message here. If you just joined us, welcome to the live. So my name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics we service across the nation, all 50 states. I work with my medical practitioners side by side. They prescribe hormone therapies, peptide therapies, all sorts of different therapies. And then I provide the coaching. So we do have Semaglutide, Tirzepatide, retatrutide, the triple G retatrutide. We have the BPC, TB500. We have healing peptides. We have brain enhancing peptides. We have sexual enhancing peptides. Hormone therapy. If you have menopause, if you're in menopause as a female, perimenopause, hormone therapy is a game changer. What do you look up to research AOD? I don't know what that means, but if you want to get prescribed AOD, shoot us a text message right here so you can get set up for a consultation. CB, shoot us a message. Sach, shoot us a message here. Should I feel anything from the AOD? No, you won't. AOD is not, you're not going to feel anything with the AOD. And so that's a great question. And I want you to understand that when you take GLP-1s, you feel something, right? You feel appetite suppression. But with AOD, you're not really feeling that. AOD is short for anti-obesity drug, even though it's a peptide. No, don't chew the AOD. You need to let it slowly dissolve so that it can absorb through the buccal mucosa. I need something for inflammation. So I said I would talk about inflammation. So let's talk about inflammation really quickly. Let me finish my introduction. Do me a favor, guys. I love the support. Thank you so much. Smash that like button. Share this live out with anybody that you think would benefit. We have a ton of free resources. If you guys enjoy my free coaching, I do this every single day. My goal with these lives is to offer you guys as much free support and coaching. Working with us in a professional setting is totally up to you. I will help you guys as much as I can. And I even have a TikTok page where I post all the clips. I post all these clips from these lives. And so you're definitely, that's my secondary orange page. There's an orange page where I have this logo. Just look up Dr. Jones. I have 3 TikToks. You should be following all of them because I put out different types of content on those 3 pages. The orange page is mostly clips from my lives, like the best clips. And then I go live from the black page. I guess I'm going to call it the black shirt page. But if you guys want to get a text message notification every time I go live, yes, you can combine GLP-1 AOD. Great combination, by the way. Ashwagandha with a GLP-1, totally fine, Celia. Sela, you only need ashwagandha. You should only take ashwagandha if you feel like there's more stress in your body. So more stress in your body means you should take ashwagandha. Yes, you can combine GLP-1 with AOD. If you want to get a text message every time I go live, shoot us the word Jones Live. If you text the word Jones Live to this phone number, to the 229 number, you will get a text message back. You're going to be opted in, and then you'll receive text message notifications every time I go live. Also, like Chewy said, turn on your notifications in the TikTok app. In your TikTok app, go to my page and turn on notifications. That way, TikTok notifies you as well. What if you're at 15 of Mounjaro? Could you add AOD peptides now? You absolutely could add AOD, but adding AOD is not going to solve the fact that you're on the maxed out dose. Adding AOD is not going to solve the problem of being on the maxed out dose and being plateaued. Every time you increase your dose, your body will start to adapt to that dose. Any dose you take, your body starts to adapt to it. So if you're not simultaneously reducing insulin resistance and inflammation via lifestyle interventions, then you are going to need to continue to increase. This is the main problem that I have with standard dosing strategies. Standard dosing strategies leave people screwed because you end up stuck on a larger dose and you freaking have nowhere to go. Will adding peptides, adding AOD will not help with the food noise, my friend. If you want to address the food noise that you're still getting at the maxed out dose, then you need a complete overhaul. You need a metabolic and a medication reset. We need to get your body to be responsive to the medication. because you're on the maxed out dose and it's not even working. You don't even feel the appetite suppression. How many people watching this, by the way, so I can get an idea? If you're watching this live right now, drop it in the comments. Do you feel like the medication isn't working anymore? Was it working, and did it stop working for you? And describe for me a little bit about what you're noticing. Is it not suppressing your appetite anymore? Did you hit a stall? Both, all of the above? What about inflammation? What is going on? Inflammation will drive insulin resistance. The more inflamed you are, the more insulin resistant you are. The more inflamed you are, the more insulin resistant. I work out for about 4 days, and the last 3 days before my next dose, the food noise creeps back. Yeah, you're becoming resistant, and I talked about it. The solution would be a medication reset, a medication metabolic reset. Food noise is gone, and I'm eating in a deficit. Fantastic. Are you losing weight, or are you stalled? Lita is stalled. Food noises, inflammation. So my favorite stack for inflammation, pay attention to this if you have inflammation. The GLP-1 medication itself will reduce inflammation. Number 2, low dose naltrexone. Low dose naltrexone is like taking a micro dose of your GLP-1 medication. So GLP-1 plus LDN, phenomenal combination. And then if you can work it into your budget, I would also take BPC, KPV, compounded peptide, 500 micrograms. Very, very powerful for inflammation. Emmy, I lost 60 pounds. I haven't lost in 3 weeks though. So you are currently stalled. Congrats on your 60 pounds weight loss. You probably need a metabolic and medication reset as well, so that you can get back to a lower dose, so that you can feel good again, so that you can keep losing weight. Also, we probably would need to overhaul everything that you're doing so that you don't regain your weight at the end of your weight loss journey. Guys, I don't want to freak you out right now. You're so hyper fixated on losing weight. You should be thinking about what's going to happen when you hit your goal. How are you not going to blow up, regain that weight rapidly when you hit your goal? Did you know that the research already proves the speed at which people regain their weight upon stopping the medications? 70% of the weight that was lost was regained within a single freaking year. Let that seep into your brain. Let that seep into your cerebellum there, because I don't want that to happen to you. You're putting forth the effort, the time, you're taking the medication. What we need to do is we need to dial in your lifestyle. What do I think about berberine? I think berberine is cool. It's not that magical, but I do think berberine is cool. It worked for the first 5 months, and then I'm staggering. So we're going to talk about stalls. If you are currently stalled, let me know in the comments. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about inflammation. We're going to talk about weight loss stalls. I want to help you guys out as much as we possibly can. I have an appointment with your team today. Lita, thank you so much. Super excited for you. Jeremy, I haven't stalled, just got lazy, but I started back. Hey, I appreciate the honesty, Jeremy. Sometimes we get a little lazy. Okay, fine. So let's get back into it. Let's end the laziness and let's get back to rock and roll. KSK Stam, I lost 20 kilos, maintaining for 6 months, changed my entire lifestyle. Love it, love it, love it. So let me ask you a question. What dose are you maintaining your weight loss at? Are you still on the standard dose, or did you decrease down to a micro range? Ali says, that's my biggest fear with this journey, regaining the weight. You know, Ali, this isn't me trying to fearmonger. This is me just spreading reality. Most people are finding out the hard way that their money was just a complete waste because they took the medication, they lost 20, 30, 40 pounds. They never implemented proper lifestyle changes that they could sustain. Either they made no changes or they made the wrong changes, There was no accountability. There was no support. There was no community. And so they slipped back into normal habits and they regained all that weight. And, for a lot of you, the crappy part about this situation that I'm describing here is you're going to regain all that fat, but now you have less muscle mass. So in many cases, you are literally worse off than when you started because you lost muscle because you didn't lift proper weights. You weren't lifting heavy weights. You weren't consuming adequate protein. Well, it's a combination of people don't want to make the change, and then other people just don't know what that change should be. Because there's a lot of squirrely information out there. There's a lot of silly advice out there. Just eat less calories, eat more protein, exercise with no description of what that exercise really should be. As long as you eat less, increase your protein intake, and get some form of exercise, you're fine. That's all you got to do. Guess what, guys? Bullshit. That's not enough. Eating less, eating more protein, not going to cut it. That's not enough. So I hope we can get that message to resonate so that you don't have to struggle for several more months before you realize I need to do something different. Can I inject my Semaglutide and my Tirzepatide on the same day? As long as you have a medical supervision and you know what your dosing is, I don't see a problem with that. Sachin, that's me. I was taking Mounjaro for diabetes. I lost 100 pounds. I gained 30 back because I didn't make lifestyle changes. MD, I'll have to ask my doctor. Sorry, I must have missed part of your question. Ask your doctor what? After being so sick for 2 years, inflammation down, so appreciative of how I feel. Isn't that awesome? We have such amazing tools right now in front of us for inflammation. We have such powerful tools. The GLP-1, the low-dose naltrexone, the BPC-KPV, the curcumin and resveratrol. By the way, curcumin and resveratrol, absolutely amazing. Very, very helpful. That's the most powerful supplement. And then we got the carnivore diet, by the way. Many people can benefit tremendously from going carnivore, animal-based, cutting out all that crap. And then if you have a thyroid issue, you need to get your thyroid properly managed. And thyroid management is so horrible. It's very poor in the standard medical system. Very poor management of thyroid. How often should I weigh myself? In our program, we advocate for 1 weekly weigh-in, and that's it. 1 time per week, and that's it. And then we have cortisol. Don't get me started on cortisol, Rachel. Cortisol for some people is just, it's a massive problem. And this is why coaching is so important, because if you work with us, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to help you figure out exactly what the struggle is, what's wrong with your body. We do comprehensive lab testing to figure out exactly what the barrier is. And then we work with you, we coach you, we guide you, we support you, we hold you accountable to make sure that you do the things that you need to be doing in order to fix the stuff. Yep, Chewy, those are the different labs that we do. How do you change from the name brand to the compound? Miss Lisa, it's a super easy process. If you're working with us, we will take care of all that for you, the dosing and all that, and get you started on a more affordable compounded. Hey, Jennifer. Good morning to you too. Jenny Wright, super excited to get you on board, Jennifer. Jenny, I've been on Tirzepatide 2.5 for 39 weeks, and I have lost 52 pounds. It's finally starting to feel like it's not really working. I've been stalled since December, no longer pre-diabetic or insulin resistant. Well, Jenny, you've done this good at 2.5. You could increase to 5. That's definitely a reasonable action, or maybe like 4. But what about fasting? What about weight training? What about going keto? How's your sleep? What's your stress like? So there's definitely a lot of other levers that we can pull on so that we're not just completely basing, our results off just the medication. I get Mounjaro for $25 a month. Does your program accommodate this? Absolutely. Guys, if you already have the medication covered by your insurance, keep doing that all day. Keep using your insurance all day, every day. I can't stand insurance companies, but if you're getting it covered by your local doctor, and then let's rock and roll. You can join my coaching program, and all you need to pay for is the coaching. And maybe you should add some AOD. AOD is amazing, by the way. You will be very, very happy for making the investment because I'll stack the AOD with your fasting, and the AOD is really going to help complement the GLP-1 with your fasting, and it makes things super easy. A few of you guys are asking about pricing. Let me explain how the process works, guys. The 229 number is the number that you can reach out to my team. You can actually text us right now if you guys want. Shoot us a text message at the 229 number, please. Let them know your name and your email, that you want to get set up for a consultation to speak with my experts about the coaching, about the AOD. And they will, it's not a hardcore sales call, guys. I give you my word. I go live every day, so I stand by my word. My team is very informative. They want to get to know you, your struggles, so they can make a good recommendation. We do accept health savings accounts and flexible savings accounts. We do work with the firm in Klarna. And so we're doing our best to limit the barriers for you so that you guys can get what you need. And then if you decide to get started, then especially if you get the Warrior coaching is my favorite GLP-1 stack, as my favorite coaching program. Yes, if you're in Australia, if you have a solid internet connection, which obviously you do, then you can totally join my coaching. Insurance companies, unfortunately, do not cover coaching. I apologize. I wish they did. They don't. Insurance companies, they don't. Insurance companies are assholes, guys. I just don't, I don't know how else to say it. They suck. And, they don't want to pay for anything. Ali just sent a text message. Fantastic. Whoop, whoop. You should get an automatic response. By the way, guys, before I forget, we are looking to hire a call center manager type of person. If you have an experience managing call centers or working in a call center, call center experience, management experience, maybe not call center manager, that's fine. You're obviously passionate about what I do because you're watching my live. Let us know, and we shoot us a text message at the 229 number, submit a video and apply. Or if you know anybody that also is looking for full-time remote work and you want to join the Dr. Jones team, we would love to have you. We are looking for the right candidate. We're taking our time to find the right person. We've had some phenomenal applicants. And so, yes, if you want to join the team, shoot us a text message. Rachel, I only hire from my live now. Whatever position it is, I don't do ads anymore on Indeed. I just go live and I ask people, hey, do you want a job? Because it rules out the people. Like if you're watching my live, you already know like what I stand for, right? And so if you want to join a company that has this sort of mission statement, then there you go. Yeah, Sachin, great question. So this is a free consultation, right? So you're obviously not going to speak to medical providers. I wish I could put medical providers on a call for you for free. I can't do that. These are experts that are highly trained by me, that understand the flow protocol, that understand metabolic health, that understand GLP-1 science, and they understand how to get into communication with you to find out exactly where your struggles are at so they can make a recommendation. So, and then if you end up getting started in my program, then you're going to work with me. Then you're going to work with my medical providers. I have coaches on staff. What is your recommendation of a person that has vertical and insulin resistant? Well, my program specifically is tailored for people that are insulin resistant. That is exactly what we specialize in, is people who are insulin resistant. Oh, Rachel, you used to be a call center? Well, then Rachel, come join the team then. Oh, man. So we talked about inflammation. We talked about a lot of peptides. Hello, Tara. Welcome. I would recommend that you follow us. Follow my 3 TikTok pages, guys. Just search Dr. Jones and you'll see we have 3 different pages with 3 different contents. This page, I go live every single day. I go live on all other platforms. If you want to get a text message notification every time I go live, although in the morning, we're not sending text messages at 5 in the freaking morning. I might do a separate opt-in list for people that want to get a text message that early. But yes, if you guys want to get a text message for when I go live in the afternoon or the middle of the day, text us the word Jones Live to the 229 number, and you'll get automatically opted in. Yeah, I haven't created an opt-in list for the 5 a.m. People, 5 a.m. Mountain, because I know that would obviously, I have to do a separate opt-in list. So we'll if you're in my regular list, Rachel, when we create the secondary list, we'll probably just send everybody a text message on that first list. Hey, do you want to get notified for the 5 a.m. lives? So yeah, just get yourself on the. Are you on the regular list, Rachel? Can you drink orange juice with carrots? I mean, yeah. If you're a diabetic or if you're overweight, I probably wouldn't drink much orange juice. I probably wouldn't drink much juice at all. Or carrot juice either. But if you ate a carrot itself, I wouldn't be so worried about that. There's a lot of fiber there. She oils. How many weeks of not losing weight is considered a stall? I'm keto carnivore. I fast 18 hours a day. I strength train 3 times a week. I love that program. That is a really solid program. That makes me happy to hear that you're doing all those things. I would say, to answer your question, about 3 weeks is when we decide a person is stalled. And then after 3 weeks, that's when we start looking at caloric intake. Do we need to do a metabolic reset? Do we need to do a medication reset? What do we need to do? All right, guys, I got to run and get started for my busy day. I will be back today at about 3:30 Mountain Standard Time. I will be back on today for another solid hour or so. Again, this is the number. The 229 number is the best number to reach out to my team. If you guys want to get text message notifications like for this afternoon's live, opt in, opt in, opt in. And by the way, guys, if you don't follow me on YouTube, every single thing right now, if you want the recording to this live, it is automatically on my YouTube page because I also stream on YouTube. So make sure you're following and you subscribe to my YouTube because the full recording for this live will be available on YouTube if there's ever anything you want to reference. And we just dropped some amazing podcasts. I interviewed Dr. Robert Cywis last week. That podcast posted. I interviewed Dr. Sean Baker. By the way, if you guys know Dr. Sean Baker, freaking beast mode doctor who's pro carnivore. That guy's a freaking animal. He's amazing. He's super cool. We're dropping that podcast today. So check that out. Quick question. What states are you like? So we cover all 50 states. So regardless of where you're at, we do cover all 50. You know, it's so funny you say that. I am going to interview Dawn. If you're talking about Dawn, who works for me, we're going to do a podcast for her journey and her story. Yeah, we're going to do that. So that's already on the agenda to do because she has, I mean, her whole life transformed. So yeah, we're definitely going to do that. All right, guys, have a good day. We'll see you later. We'll see you guys later, everybody. Bye.